Hey y'all, back with another one. I reckon you're gonna see me okay. Might have it too bright in here, just not sure. So we're gonna try it anyway. All right, trust the old STYER AUG. So some really good things if you're a STYER guy. Some really good things if you're not a STYER guy and you're wanting to get in on the Carl fan wagon. STYER's coming out with a lot of brand new stuff for the STYER AUG. 300 blackouts now introduced. Their new rifle, 300 blackouts introduced. The barrels, the barrel assemblies, well the barrel assembly kits have not come out yet by themselves, but that's coming. 9mm is on its way. How they do that, who knows? Anyways, I'm not jumping ahead because I don't know. But so the good thing is, like I said, a lot of good stuff is coming down the pipe. So that leads us to STYER AUG and what the biggest problem with the STYER AUG is in the United States. And the biggest problem with the STYER AUG is the U.S. doesn't make anything for STYER. That's the biggest problem. Now what I mean by that is there are at least, to my knowledge, 6 or 7 companies that are now making aftermarket accessories for the STYER. So there's a lot of aftermarket accessories you can do out there. All types of different doodads and gadgets, which I'm not going to go into because I've got a couple of things that I have in my head that I'm going to put onto my STYER and use it as a T&E, such as the Corvus Defensio, I guess 6 o'clock rail section. Now, Streamlight, the TLR1HL. This is a 1000 lumen light, and it's supposed to be made for you to run a rifle. So running a rifle on a STYER, you hear a lot of people saying, there's not enough real estate, etc., etc. There's plenty of real estate on these rifles, guys. Plenty of real estate. You just got to be crafty, or not crafty because I sure ain't, but you got to think out of the side of the box on how to do things, because you're taking something that's actually made for an AR and manipulating onto something that's not. For example, I'm going to butcher the name, sorry, but I'm a southern boy from the Southlands. I'm not a Deutsch man, but there's a company called Rheinmetall, and they make a light hour modular that's perfect for the STYER. It's got one power system, one power cord that runs to their drop down. It's got I guess a press button activation for one and a press button activation for the other. You see a lot of guys they're doing the C clamp job, they're coming up and they're hitting pressure pads, etc. That's a little janky to me. That don't feel right. So what I did, the trick that I did was, once again, you're taking an American thing and making it work for something that's not American. So what I did was, as you see, this has a pressure pad. Also, it has 2 leads, one for IR and one for light. Now, I don't ever plan on running an IR. I just don't deal with night vision anymore. I can't deal with night vision anyways, not wearing a helmet. Now, if it was a night vision that was mounted to the weapon itself, then yes. And that might be down the road in the future, but it's going to be a long down the road in the future, because they're going to have to drop some prices, a lot of prices. I don't buy stuff like I used to. I don't. I'm kind of a willing. What I mean by that is like if it's an $800 thing, you can keep it. That's how I'm putting it. So what I did was I took the pressure pad and I mounted it sideways, like this way, and then I strapped I took tie down, and I tied them. I strapped them down. So now all I have to do is touch the, just like this. So if I've got the rifle and I want to shoot it and it's at night, all I got to do is move my thumb. That's it. The other thing about this is it's on off, but I can literally, if I had to, if that didn't work, all I had to do was bring my finger up, hit the switch, and then come back and hit the switch. Is it the best? No, but it works. Okay, so redundancy, I guess, is how you would say it. Do you really need this? I don't think so. You could actually, in my opinion, do just fine doing that. But now, it's one of those, if you're like me, this is the way you like things running. I like things to go on, that's on, and then I like things to go off, that's off. Is it fast? No. This is faster. And I didn't do anything but apply pressure with my thumb. I could care less about that strobe stuff. That actually, I have found that actually does distortion for me. But there's tons of aftermarket accessories out here for the STYER. The problem is not the aftermarket accessories that's made for the trigger or the charging handle or additional rail space or for sling mount. It's not that. It's a light or a laser that is in the mindset of using it on a STYER AUG, because that's actually for an AR. You know, if I was to get an IR, it would be for an AR. I have seen James Reeves, TFB TV. He had a talk in Louisiana with the gentleman who is like in charge of Alabama's the STYER factory there. He did show the new rifle, and it is very much an updated STYER. It's got the rail up top has got, I have to use my finger. It has grooves in the rail, and on the left hand side is a locking mechanism. It's 2 lock tabs, and when you unlock those 2 tabs, the front of the additional rail section comes off, exposing the piston, and will allow you to lock the charging handle to the rear and take your barrel out. And then once you're done and you get that all squared away again, you simply take the new rail section, line it up with the grooves on the rail, slide it all the way down, and then lock the tabs in, and you're good to go. I think that's a great idea, but once again, it's not rails that's the problem. The problem is there's no aftermarket for lights, lasers, things that is of common use overseas. And I don't see it coming to the United States anytime soon, or well, not at all. I think a lot of everything now is pretty much going to be American made. Everything now, European weaponry and those type of things, they're dodos. They're not coming over anymore. The United Nations Small Arms Treaty and the United States fighting for it to be this way. You know, and it's not just a Democrat now. It's not. This stuff started with Reagan, all the way back to then. And I'm pretty sure if you look again, you're going to find Jimmy Carter in this, and you're going to find probably Dwight D. Eisenhower. But it's a systematic erosion of the collector being able to get his hands on overseas weapons for his collection. And then it also bleeds into the aspect of the citizen owning arms, because if they can get rid of the citizens owning arms from overseas, now everything's in the U.S., they'll go after the U.S. manufacturer and destroy them. Once they have them destroyed, there you go. Good case in point is, you know, the latest and greatest from the White House is with the ATF is now they get to determine if you're an unlicensed FFL dealer because you sold a shotgun, a pistol, or a rifle to somebody. And they have written some very vague writing into this rule that they're saying is law because the Republicans gave them in the Safe Community Act the power to do so. And they've written it in a certain way that they can skirt Chevron and deference, which is a Ronald Reagan trick, by the way, highly illegal, but that's the way it goes. There ain't no difference between Republican and Democrat. They're all, it's got to change if we're going to be free people. And no, I don't mean violence. I mean start using the noodle and start looking at ways to deny them the power that is ours. You know, like we need to fight hard for elected bodies to go up there and set term limits. Also, the federal treasury. They're not federal employees. If they're elected by a state to represent you in your district, they shouldn't be paid by the federal treasury. They should be paid out of the state treasury that they belong to, which means their raises don't come from their vote. It comes from the state that they serve. We need to get rid of private housing for these people, meaning they can't own property up there while they're in service. We need to provide them a home. We, the taxpayers, should be paying for them a place to live. That's state property, meaning the state of North Carolina, the state of Georgia, Tennessee, New York, Alabama, Florida, Colorado, California. They bought houses up there for the elected representatives, both Senate and House, Democrat and Republican. You're all going to live there. You might as well get used to it. If your wives are there, you know, if you're having sex, you just stuff the pill in your mouth and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be vulgar, but we need to put these people on a severe flipping diet of no money, honey. You know, we need to make their life miserable. And the reason why we need to make their life miserable is because when you go back and look at our history, there were two classes of people that never anybody wanted to be. One was the town drunk, and one was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives and the United States Senate. It was a hard life. It was a hard journey. Everything was straight out of their pocket, and they couldn't wait to get home so they could make money in their professions, either working farms or attorneys or land development, whatever it was that they did in those days back in the 17 and through the 1800s, before they figured out how to be great, how they allow greed to come into the system. But anyways, I'm rambling. There's plenty aftermarket stuff. I got some new stuff that I'll be introducing to you guys, showing you what I'm learning on the STYER AUG. I can tell you right now, I'm 100% diehard STYER fanboy. I'm such a diehard fanboy. I'm trying to sell, and I'm trying to sell legally with the FFL, mind you, ATF. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to sell my property. I'm going to sell it legally through an through an FFL dealer. So anyways, then I'm trying to sell every AR thing I got, right down to the last pin. I just don't want ARs. The more I've used this, the more I have enjoyed just how easy this rifle is and how it functions so much better than an AR. Do I think it is better than an AR? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I think an AR is better than STYER? Nope, I don't. I don't compare rifles. I mean, I would if I had another AR to compare to an AR that someone else has got. But this is not an AR. And it never will be. That's why when you see people and they're running their lights, lasers, and all these other factors that go along with it, they're actually made for ARs and not for the STYER. The rails and additional rails and all that, that's a workaround. You know, because for example, the reason why the folks want additional rails, you'll see them, they're C-clamping, just like they're shooting AR. I don't prefer that. This is how actually like the old drop-down grip, but I prefer to hold. This way I like to shoot. Okay, and that's AR. Because the way I shoot an AR is I take my hand and buffer it up against the grip and run like that. So, you know, an AR mindset, because we in the United States, we're AR people, but the rails are great. They're going to really introduce the STYER into the market better. My thing is I don't know how heavy it's going to be. You know, like the more aluminum gets added on to it, how much heavier does it become, right? And I don't see the need in it. I think this is just fine. Like to buy a Corvus Defensio rail, put a grip on there and run that. Or if they were to make, a company was to make a Rheinmetall-esque like IR combo that just mounts on here, that's what I would do. I'd buy that unit, slap it on there, and then run the power down to the drop down handguard and run it just like that and be as happy as a pig in slop, you know what I mean? Well, anyways, about 16 minutes into this, got, like I said, more stuff on the way. It's the STYER stuff. So as I get these different things, I'll show you what we got going on, and then I'll put it all together, and then you decide whether it is worth the steel squeeze for a niche gun, which is, once again, this is a niche rifle because you're in the United States, you're not in overseas. So if you're on the fence, go ahead and jump on it, get one of these. But if you're a guy that's on a budget kind of thing, stay with an AR. You cannot go wrong with AR. But anyways, I'm running my mouth again. Hope y'all have a good one. Be back directly if I can make another video. Bye now.